So we've measured up 5 cups. Juices on the stove is warming up. We will add 7 cups of sugar, which is 1,750 grams. And then we will add, just bring the juice up to a boil for about a minute or so, 2 minutes maybe. You want to kill off all the natural yeast and bacteria that is found in the fruit naturally. So we'll just bring it up to a boil. Now in the little pot in the back, we've just started putting some old wax to melt down that will seal the top of the jam. So now we've come up to a boil, and we'll keep that roaring boil, like we say, for a minute or two, just to kill all the bacteria and the yeast and whatever else is present in the juice. We're adding the Certo, and we got the jars here that have, there's a light simmer boil in it. And adding the Certo will, I don't want to say coagulate, but thicken the juice up to be more of a consistency with jelly than juice. Just, where are we looking? Yeah, just scooping the foamy bit off the top of the juice. Just removing the jars that have been brought up to temperature and sterilized in the hot water. You want to heat the jars up so when you put the hot liquid in, they don't crack, as well as sterilize. Jane's just getting that ready, and I guess I will scoop the juice in and start to fill up the containers. So now we've done, what are we looking? We've done 8 so far. Where are you looking? Come on, look down, not up. Look down. The color is beautiful. And Jane's on the third round of sterilizing the glass jars. So this is pretty much the tail end of 5 liters. We have just a few more jars just to fill up the last. Done our first batch, but we have a few more jars. We're just going to do another 5 cups of juice. That's a lot of sugar. So we're starting up the second round. There was a bit of question whether I made a mistake on the first or not. So we'll find out on the second batch whether I made a mistake with the measurements of the juice on the first round or the second round. We'll get back to you as to whether I messed up. But the first round, we did 5 liters of juice to 7 cups of sugar. And now it's come back, and I'm being questioned whether it was supposed to have been 5 cups of juice to 7 cups of sugar. Yeah, we'll let you know how that works out. So 5 cups of juice, 7 cups of sugar, 1 pack of Certo. We all agree that in the first batch, albeit tart, it is still very nice. And that color is really nice. It's a very pretty color. So we're all interested to see what round 2 will yield. We're just waiting for these to cool down. And once they get down to more or less room temperature, we will then pour a little bit of wax over all of them, and that will seal the air out of the jelly, and then we'll label them and put them down in the cellar, really. I'll keep you posted as usual as to how things Now it's interesting, we were curious, the 5 liters to 7 cups of sugar was tart, but it was pleasant. It was still very nice. So then the round 2, which was 5 cups of liquid to 7 cups of sugar, interesting, was equally as tart. It was just thicker. There was no difference between the tart factor between batch 1 and batch 2. So it's interesting, just the difference. We all thought the batch 2 would have been a whole lot more sweet. It wasn't. And it's just begun to melt and pour the wax on top of several of them. Just melting more wax down on the stove to finish the rest off. Or we've done a few more, but we're starting to run out of wax or paraffin for it, so we have to zip out to the shop to pick up some additional paraffin. Welcome back. This is round 2. Apparently I have a comprehension issue where, unfortunately, it was documented on video that we watched on part 1 that from what Jay